just want to say thank you all for coming out and taking time out of your busy schedules, because I know you all probably have a lot of other things to be doing. But I appreciate it because this is very, very important, and we'll try to make valuable use of your time. So the process of what we're doing with steaming weeds is there's a technology that a gentleman, Jeremy Weiner, invented, and it's called Satcha steam. And so basically what he decided is the best way to do it would be to take water, and so we have our water tank there in the back, and then it's delivered through a pump into this unit here. And what it does is it passes through a heat transfer unit, which helps bring the water up to temperature. And there's also a pressure pot, if you will, that we utilize just for the use of superheating the water itself. We don't want to utilize the pressure in application just to be able to bring the heat up to a higher temperature so that we can apply steam better. Once it leaves there, it comes out through this hose, and then it's delivered through a variety of different heads and nozzles and different things that we have for application purposes. Once it leaves the machine, though, it's actually depressurized. So when it comes out of the actual hood or the nozzles and stuff like that, it's only coming out at about 10 to 15 psi. And that way, one, it doesn't present any danger to anyone for application purposes, and it also isn't disturbing, bark and landscape and bedding and stuff like that. So that way we can get a very even dispersion without disturbing, anything that's actually physically in the soil. So the process, like I said, Satcha steam is just the delivery of saturated steam and boiling water droplets. And as we go through and apply it to the ground, what it's doing is it's essentially boiling that plant life on the surface of the ground and erupting the cellular level of that. And then, so with the photosynthesis occurring, it has to draw from the roots to come up and try to repair those cells. And so we actually are able to diminish the effect of the root with that first application, in addition to boiling whatever vegetation is on the surface. The steam and the water droplets will also penetrate about the first quarter inch of the ground, and that'll also provide some additional damage to the root. But then, more importantly, what it's doing is it's putting some of that heat and that water into the ground, and we're getting into the seed bank that's there. So effectively, we're potentially killing some of those seeds, but more often than not, what we're actually doing in addition to that is germinating some of those weeds. So the first thing that I would tell you is an effective use of stage one of steam weeding is 4 to 6 weeks later, you're actually going to have a beautiful blanket of fresh weeds. And a lot of people are really concerned about that. They're like, well, I hired you to come kill all these weeds, and now I have this beautiful blanket of fresh weeds. That's perfectly okay, and in fact that's what we're looking for, because it means that we did our first application successfully. So we've germinated those seeds, we brought those up to the surface, and then 4 to 6 weeks, once they start leafing out, we'll come back through, we'll do a second application, and then we can go ahead and basically do the same effect to the ones above the surface during that second application, and take care of that seed bank as well, so that we're minimizing the future weeds, so that you don't have to have us come back to repeat the process. So we use, like I said, just 100% water, and we run it through a heat transfer unit, and then apply it to the ground.